I think it's really, really important to be strong in life. I think it's one of the most important things in life. Because if you're not strong, you're weak, aren't you? You can't be anything for anyone. So I think it's really just important. It comes down to reliability again. You've got to rely on yourself to keep going, and don't stop, don't give up. And you might make a mistake, but just carry on. You know, even if you break your leg, what can you do apart from carry on? Get up and try to start dancing again.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Got to just keep pushing forward, you know.
And it's hard to go forward sometimes. And like I said, I feel that a lot of people give up.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
Or they don't strive for anything better than what they've got.
They lose hope.
You have got to strive for something better than what you've got.
That's it. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
It's like, have I got everything? I don't feel like I have, you know, and I'm striving for more in life, I suppose.
Yeah.
I feel like every year that goes by, I do get a bit wiser.
Yeah.
And life gets a bit easier. I understand it more. You know, I've learned my cooking gets better year after year, whatever. You know, I'm just more knowledgeable than I used to be.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I've got rid of now that I don't need, so that makes my life better. And I don't really need anything anymore, if you see what I mean. So I feel like life gets simple as long as you keep working at it. And it's like computers, I learned about them and I kind of understand them now. And it's like, for instance, I learned video editing a couple of years ago because I got some software. But now I've learned how to do it. I can feel like, well, you know, I can put that away now. And if I want to do it in the future, I can, if you see what I mean. I've learned how to do it. It's like, if you learn how to cook an apple pie, you've learned how to do it.
Yeah.
You can't really learn much more, really.
No.
Than maybe, I don't know, you know,
Well, the more you do it, the better you come at it, of course. Once you know the basics, you know what you're doing, don't you?
It's knowing what ingredients to put in.
It's knowing what to do, essentially, you know, the formula.
Yeah.
That's what you want, it's the formula.
The secret formula.
Yeah, once
it's
you know.
Like KFC, in it, their secret formula for their spicy chickens.
I was going to say, their chicken, it's not what it used to be, is it?
No.
Unfortunately, but there you go.
But, yeah. Like, don't give up, I feel. Rely on yourself to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
To learn something new, maybe.
Mm.
It's like me, I know what I already know. Like, I know video editing now. I kind of know how to build a house, I feel. Okay, because I've worked on buildings half my life. And I learned about the building trade a bit, whatever. I don't know much about cars, mind, okay? About car engines or anything like that. So tomorrow I could wake up and start learning about that if I wanted, do you know what I mean? Because I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I choose not to. You know, so I think you've got to carefully choose what you really want to learn in life and what you want to waste your time on. And is whatever you're going to learn going to benefit you in the long run and make your life better? That's the question, isn't it? I feel.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that people learn and it's not going to better your life.
Yeah.
I feel.
Doesn't provide any substance to you.
Really, you know, like some people might like learning about weapons.
Yeah.
Things like that, and about different gun types, whatever, yeah. I know we all got different hobbies out here, whatever, yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's not something I want to learn about, you see what I mean?
Not something you're passionate about.
Or I don't really, not passionate about really learning a different language, really, because I don't feel like it's not going to benefit me.
Yeah.
We're not here for long in this world, you know. We're here maybe 70 years if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean, and that's not long because I mean, 10 years of that is childhood.
Yeah.
And you don't really know you're here at that age, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And then when you reach 60 or 70, you know, you sort of lose your memory. If you, I mean, you might do anyway. Not necessarily,
Not
but I'm just saying we're not here for long.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes I think, why do we learn so much then die? If you say, I mean, we learn.
But I think everyone's got their own individual journey.
Yeah.
And I think
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think the goal, right, mate, is to learn all the lessons that we are put here to learn as individuals. We're all here to learn different lessons.
Definitely, I feel.
And we've all got a different purpose in which we have to fulfill. And the goal is to fulfill your purpose and to learn all the lessons that you're supposed to learn while you're here before you transition. So that hopefully when you transition you can, you know, you can move up to a higher dimension, you know. Your spirit, your energy can elevate higher, then it can escape the three-dimensional realm, you know. Because obviously the earth is the lowest dimension, essentially. You know, third dimensional, you know, three-dimensional, you know, in terms of, you know, as we all know, you know, planet is a three-dimensional, you know.
I thought it was 4.
Three-dimensional plane.
I thought it was 5.
You know, three-dimensional.
5-dimensional.
The planet is a three-dimensional plane. So yeah. You know.
I mean, I find the sun beautiful. So I feel like I think we all rely on, every insect relies on it, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Everything. The sun is so incredible.
Yeah.
The power of that.
Yeah.
Power.
The eye in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fire in the sky.
The fire in the sky. But there, again, like there's so many references. That's why, like, even you ever see the depictions of like saints, or sometimes you see like they have like the white Jesus with the sun behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. The sun. You see how they put the sun in there to reference the sun. You know, because the sun in the sky, there's something called the celestial cross. Yeah. Which is to do with the sun and the movement of the planets and the zodiacs and all these things combined, how it all works, how the sun goes round each, you know, etc. Whatever, yeah. But every year the sun dies on the cross, yeah. It's called the celestial cross. That's where the whole thing of the cross comes from.
It's a bit deep for me.
Yeah, so that's where the whole thing of the cross comes
deep.
from. So the sun, when at the winter solstice, the sun descends to its lowest point every year. At the winter solstice, it descends at its lowest point
I did know that.
that it gets to.
I did know
and
that.
then 3 days later, on the 24th, it rises back up to its highest point again. So they said the sun has died and the sun has risen. So then they have Christmas on December 25th. You see how it works? How it's all connected and how it's all, you know. And they say that obviously the son that was then born, they say Christ was born on Christmas Day. Don't they? They say Christ was born. So you see how it all works? Because the sun dies, yeah. 3 days later, returns to its highest point, and then Christmas Day, you know, Christ is born. You know? So, yeah.
Let there be light.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if the sun wasn't here, you know, I don't think anything would be here. Do you know what I mean? Just nothing would exist if that didn't exist.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot. You know, I've always loved the sun. Okay, you know, because I understand that it gives me everything.
Yeah.
Probably vitamins and all kinds. You know. I know that when it's sunnier, people feel a lot happier.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It sort of makes them feel, well, warmer. We all feel happier when
you're warmer.
Exactly. I mean, when we get cold, that's when. Well, we rely on the sun to keep us warm, don't we?
Yeah.
Really. We just rely on the sun in every way.
Yeah.
And so. It's just something to appreciate, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We get so used to these things, mate. It just becomes. A lot of us don't ever think about it. We get so, you know, which is understandable. We get so caught up in our lives and everything else that's going on. But
well, let's face it, when we're, as soon as we're born, really,
Mm.
we're sort of like children. Before we know it, we're at school.
Yeah.
Before we know it, we're in the working world. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it funny too when you have a boy child? What do they call it?
Son.
Son. You have a son. A son has been brought into the universe. You know?
That's right, yeah.
So it's funny the connection too again, see? Yeah. Yeah. It's just about having appreciation for these things.
Yeah. Yeah, not just that, like I say, our senses as well, the fact that we can actually feel, touch and taste.
Yeah.
Taste our food. I mean, we rely on our tongue to, every time we're eating. I mean, if our tongue didn't have any senses on it, as we know, it's got like, it can taste sour.
Yeah.
Taste buds, that's what I meant,
Yeah.
Sour, sweet, whatever, you know. All these taste buds. If we didn't, you know, we wouldn't be able to sort of like, probably be eating things and that poison us in a kind of way, you know. That, I mean, that's why we've got taste buds, so we can react. You know, but all these little things, they're kind of gifts, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'd say some people are born blind, or some people, my ex-wife, she was born deaf, and so I just feel that, well, when I was married to my ex-wife for 13 years, you know, I felt, well, I can't imagine what it's like just not hearing any, you know, sounds, if you see what I mean, in this world.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel that I love my eyes more than my ears. I wouldn't want to lose my eyes.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose my ears than my eyes. That's what I'm trying to say.
What if you had to choose, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I've lived, what, nearly 60 years now, and I've had eyesight, well, really good eyesight. You know, I've got good eyesight today.
Yeah.
I've had good eyesight for 6 decades now. That if I did go blind, at least I wasn't blind all my life. At least I know what the stars look like, and at least I know what the trees look like.
Yeah.
But just imagine if you were born blind,
Yeah.
and you never learned what trees look like, and you never knew. Do you know what I mean? So we rely on our eyes to see, you know, and seeing helps life big time. If you're with me. And so I think we should, you know, appreciate these, because I don't feel like people even think about it. Some people, right, that they've actually they got cameras on their eyes, and what an amazing gift it is. And then to remember it as well, like for instance, you know, we're talking about the sun just now, and how amazing it all is. But then you can go to bed and close your eyes and dream about it.
Yeah.
And I can anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm quite a good dreamer, you know, got a good imagination. And now I've seen the sun quite a few times, because I've got, you know, getting pretty old now. Seen it quite a few thousand times, I think, you know. I can picture it in so many different ways now as well. You know, the sun lives within me. You know, and I think like everything, you know, like I go and feed the birds sometimes, whatever, and the birds see me, the pigeons, okay, and they remember me, they kind of recognise me now. And the more I do it in a kind of way, the more I kind of enjoy it actually. You know, I've only been doing it for about a year now, but I kind of wish that I did it a long time ago. Because I kind of enjoy it, you know, it's a kind of good memory. And when I look at the pigeons, they're just memories to me, they're my memories. But because I'm filming it, I'm sharing that memory and sharing my experience for everybody to watch, feeding the pigeons, whatever.
Yeah.
If you sort of see what I mean. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll rely on my memories to work.
Oh, of course, yeah, we all do. We all do, mate. But yeah, just before we wrap it up for tonight's episode, I just want to say to people, obviously tonight's topic's been about reliability, and if you're struggling to be someone who's reliable, the advice that I would give to you is consistency is the key, and discipline. You know, you have to. The first thing first is being accountable, and then it's identifying the problem that exists. And because life is about problem solving, which we've spoken about before in one of our previous episodes. It's about problem solving. It's about figuring out what problems you have in life, and are they caused by you? Are they caused by a consequence of your actions, or something you've said, or something you've done? Or is it something else that is an outside force or an external thing that's causing whatever it is to happen in your life? And you have to learn how to decipher between the two. And the things that you are able to change, the things that you might not be doing so good at, or excelling at, or being able to implement into your life, then you know those are the things that you have to work on the most in your life, in order to become better, and in order to become more reliable and more responsible and more trustworthy. And for people to, like I've said, reiterated many times tonight, your value will increase. The more people will want to employ you, the more people will know that you will, like they say, you'll have a good name, if you see what I mean. You know, you'll gain a bit, you have some notoriety behind you, where people, when people speak of you, they will speak highly of you, of your character, because they know that you're reliable. And that will then open a lot of doors for you. You become, people will want to offer you more opportunities, whether it be in business or in life in general. Even with women, that's a characteristic that a lot of, if you're a man out there, there's a lot of a characteristic that a woman loves. You know what I mean? Someone who's reliable and trustworthy, and gonna handle their shit, if you see what I mean. Does what they say they're gonna do, if you see what I mean. So yeah, it's an all-round good characteristic to have, and don't neglect your responsibilities. No one is perfect, and we're all trying our best in every area of our lives, especially us grown people who are got many hats to wear and many things to juggle on a daily basis, from work to family to kids to wives and etc., businesses and other endeavors that you might be pursuing, other personal endeavors that you're trying to achieve, or whatever. Life can be extremely busy, and there's a lot of pressure in life, but don't neglect your responsibilities. Just try your best. Put your best foot forward, and like I said earlier, come up with a plan. You have to have you've got to be a little bit strategic. You've got to you've got to have a plan in how to move forward. Use everything as a stepping stone. There's always a way to get things done. It's just about thinking, sometimes you might have to take a different approach than the one you might have already tried. It's just about being resourceful. Yeah.
It's like moving up steps, really, isn't it? Like each day is a step, and just keep, going up those stairs, walking up. Unreliable is falling down the stairs, down to the bottom of the floor in a kind of way.
Yeah. But if I'm running,
nobody wants you.
Exactly. If either of us are running a business, okay, I'm an artist, as a music artist, just using it as an example. If I have a manager or someone that's working for me, you expect, when you're paying someone a salary to do a certain job, and that person claims that they're good at their job and they're reliable and trustworthy and everything else, then that's what you expect, isn't it? So if I'm an artist and I've got a manager, which I don't, but if I had a manager, because I do everything myself, but if I had a manager and they weren't doing their job, you're not going to continue to employ them, are you? If that person's not, if that manager that you're paying to bring you opportunities because of who they are,
it's waste the money in it.
Exactly, because if that person claims to be connected and to know all these different things that could potentially bring you business opportunities, and they don't fulfill their end of the bargain, then what's the point of continuing to have that person as a, to pay all that money to someone to do that?
Yeah.
So it's just
Like I personally
Mm.
like reliable people.
Yeah, same. And like we say, life gets in the way sometimes, and things happen. We all know this. Sometimes people have accidents. God forbid. Sometimes people don't expect to go to a meeting, and God forbid they end up getting in a car crash and stuff. And sometimes things happen in life, and this is
People
understandable.
understandable, yeah.
But you do also get a lot of people out there who are
Deliberate.
yeah, exactly.
And deliberately
Yeah.
don't turn up
No.
or explain or
Yeah. It's just like they're not got a care in the world, and it doesn't get you very far in life, and the sooner you realise that, the better, I think,
It's an attitude, isn't it?
Because I used to work with a lot of people, right, mate? I used to work in a hotel, right, quite a big hotel in the Caribbean, right, mate? And the amount of young guys that I used to see come there and work for a few months and then end up getting fired. Because a lot of them would come and do the same thing. They work okay for the first month, they'd be really on it, doing their job, working well, and then as soon as they got comfortable, month 2, month 3, not really being so reliable, getting there late sometimes not coming to work sometimes, not doing all the not fulfilling their job responsibility as that they would normally do, and then they just lose their job. You know what I mean? And it'd be like a high.
Well, some people lose their motivation at work, especially if
Yeah.
they're working for not a very nice, pleasant person,
Yeah.
or a boss that wants more than he's given.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
People don't want to work for a person like that. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they have to though. Sometimes, or they don't like their supervisor or boss, and all that kind of stuff. Some people do.
Yeah.
Some people are good boss.
Yeah.
But it all, like I feel like we're all relying on each other. We all need good bosses. We all need to be good employees as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes, like I say, some people might get into a job and they're really enthusiastic. I've done it. You know what I mean? And then you're working the next month, and then you realise that they're all taking advantage of you, whatever. The supervisors and the manager, and they're not. They want you to do horrible jobs, whatever. And you realise you don't enjoy the job anymore because the people are not nice there, whatever. There are all kinds of factors, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just feel that we do rely on each other. It's just like cleaners; they're very important in life. Like, say, an office, if it's not cleaned, it will start smelling, or so. Like a doctor's office is very important to be cleaned.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like a cleaner in a kind of way is just as important as a doctor. And sometimes what I don't like about life is why some people get a lot more than they should do for what they do. Like, for instance, football players, they get an awful lot of money, don't they?
Yeah.
And so on. And I think it's a little bit unfair, and people lose motivation at work, and they lose hope in the kind of way. They don't like living, and they end up not being reliable because of it in a funny way. They end up doing a sickie. I've done it. There's certain jobs that I've done, like I told you, the pizza factory. At the end of it, I was sick of it.
Yeah.
Sick of the manager, and so on.
Right.
So it's important, really, that the manager's got like common sense and good education behind him, people skill and whatever. So he can be a good manager for the employees to be there.
Yeah, it's important.
So they can be happy, as well as they might not be doing a very nice job, but it's even worse if the people that they're working for is not very nice, if you see what I mean. And they're stuck there and they can't get out because there's no other jobs around, and that's the best job going. And I feel like there's quite a number of people in our population that are in jobs that they hate, they absolutely hate. They've been doing it for a long time. And what in reality, what's it doing at the end of the day to their life apart from making it very miserable? I've not always enjoyed my life. But I feel like I've had a very, very interesting life, and I don't feel like I've done much wrong. Like, I didn't cheat on my wife, I feel like she cheated on me. And I just feel like I've never really broken a bone or broken my leg, like my brother has, and I've had practically quite a good pain-free life, and I feel like I've got quite a strong, fit body, and I've got nothing to complain about in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Not the richest person in the world, I'm not a millionaire, but that doesn't make you a millionaire. I think what makes you a millionaire is your imagination. That's what makes you rich.
Yeah.
And I feel like my imagination is quite good.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Kind of a rich spirit.
Well, you know, you think about it, if you've got a good imagination, which I felt like I was a good artist when I was a child, really, yeah. But my imagination's gone much bigger than that now. Do you know what I mean? I feel like your imagination is your intelligence. There's no doubt about it. You know, the more the bigger your imagination is, the more intelligent you are.
Yeah.
And that's that. You know, I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person in the world, because in another 10 years my imagination is going to grow. That's what I think. That's what I believe, because it grows every decade that goes by. Your imagination, you've got more memories to remember. You've got to think about that. 10 years of memories, you know. So your imagination is growing by the decade, no doubt, and you're getting more intelligent because of that. You know, you think what you can learn in 10 years about life and everything. A lot.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, mate, before we wrap it up and call it a night for this week's episode, all about
reliability.
That's it. You're reliable there, mate.
Yeah, I nearly forgot.
You're reliable.
I nearly messed up.
Yeah. Any final words? Any closing statements, mate? Before we, call it a night.
Yeah, just try to, like I say, like even if you fall over, it's get up.
That's it.
You know, and
keep going.
And it's all to do with reliability. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's it.
Make yourself, like I'm really aiming to try to make myself a better person I am.
Yeah. Be consistent and persistent.
I mean, I don't love everything about myself, okay, and it's up to me to look at those things I don't love about myself to change it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's
always up to us to change whatever it is we're not happy about, whether it be we're not happy about, in our lives. It's up to us to to change that, to implement whatever we need to do, or to do whatever we need to do, or to change our environment or whatever, in order to make those changes. It's up to us essentially. So
I'm relying on myself to look after myself, so I get all.
That's it. Same. You've got to be reliable for yourself too. Exactly like you said.
I want to reach 103.
You've got to look after yourselves, mate. That's it. 103, mate. That's the one, mate. 103. That's the one.
That's what I'm aiming for.
103.
104, sorry. I want to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to be reliable in this life that we live here.
I think you've got to be reliable to be good behaviour to everyone as well.
Yeah.
And not harm anyone, if you see what I mean.
The thing is, right, mate, I hate to say it, but if you're not providing any value to anyone's life, then you have no value.
True.
Because no one's going to value you in any way. If you're not, that's just the way life and the universe kind of works. It's like an energy exchange, if you see what I mean. If you have nothing to give, nothing to offer, nothing to provide, nothing useful for society or anyone, then you have no. It's almost like you have no value in society. So essentially, the more valuable you are, the more resourceful you are, the more.
I think you've got to make yourself valuable, haven't you?
Exactly. Voila. I like that. That's a good note to end on, I think, mate.
Anyway. Yeah, even if you're poor.
Yeah.
It's up to you to make yourself look valuable to people. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt what you were going to say.
It's okay. I was just going to say, anyway, guys, good night. God bless. This has been the Philosophy Podcast. We'll be back again next week with a brand new episode, of course, so please stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and to the channel. Hit that notification bell, so every time we release a new episode, of course, you get to see it. But yeah.